Forge from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. Good evening, dear friends. Welcome to Forge from Iron. As we always implore you to do, please don't forget to like, comment on and share the stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and make sure you hit that bell icon for alerts on new content. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this matter. We are here to discuss the Europa Conference League quarter-final second leg, Duke. It's delicately poised at 1-1 after the first leg, and obviously it's very important to stress that the away goals rule is a thing of the past. So which team do you think has the advantage? Do you think, I mean, obviously we got away with it, I think, last week. I think we were agreed on that. Is home advantage going to come into it? Is the draw against Arsenal from 2-0 down going to play a part in it? How's it going to unfold as far as you're concerned?
Depends on how he sets up and his desire, Rob, doesn't it, really? I mean, 3 players have come out in the last 4 days, haven't they? Good evening. 3-4 days, 3 players. Paqueta, Bowen, and I think it was Soufal as well that have all come out and said that, you know, we do better when we play on the front foot and rada, malarkey, you know. So, and then there was the comment that I think Gonzo made yesterday. Mm-hmm. Possibly around the lines of he's going out with one last hurrah, which is why he's renounced his defensive ways or whatever the case may be.
He took his time.
Yeah, well, we knew this, but it looks like he's not going to be signing a new contract for next season. So it just depends now, Rob. It really does. But for me, it all depends on how he wants to line up. If he wants to line up with a side that has attacking intent and has a drive and a desire like similar to that we saw against Arsenal after 15, 20 minutes, then the game's very much ours to take. A noisy home crowd, similar to that against Arsenal, then it's ours, really. But you know what? I think we have enough if we set up correctly. And with this piece of paper here, I believe I have have the key to unlocking the door, Mr. Roberts.
Do you? Do
I've
you
spent,
indeed?
I've spent all day tinkering, Rob, with different formations and lineups and intent, and I think I may well have come across something for tomorrow and for Sunday.
Well, we'll concentrate on tomorrow. Sunday we'll get to down the track. Before we sort of dive into that, if I may, these are the officials, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know about you, Duke. The officials last time, they were from Greece. Now, I don't mean to be
Well, there was
disrespectful.
one missing from Greece, wasn't there?
Oh, your mate
My
Constantine.
mate who's back. Get in there, son. Don't touch it. Don't touch a referee or a
Yeah,
linesman.
massively. That's where I'm
Simply
at, mate.
put. Otherwise, you get a smack in the jaw from
Yeah,
his
fucking
elbow.
hell.
And he ain't a small geezer, Rob. Let's not dig
Nah.
around. Oh, Constantine, he could be in WWE. I mean, if he did lose his job as an official, he could end up in Triple H's in his little stable of wrestlers. But anyway, love these names, by the way. I did a
I don't know about you though, Duke. Do you know what worries me? And I
Roy Boy and
know,
Roy. I love it.
yeah, but I mean, the thing that worries me, right? I know people would turn around and say that this is a third-rate European competition, and factually that is correct. I get it, but we're now at the quarter-final second leg stage, and I would argue that a bunch of officials who are used to officiating in the Israeli league, with all due respect to the Israeli league, how on earth are they going to sort of keep up with sort of prime Premier League players and the pace that we're used to playing at? I'm not quite sure that I think that this is a very, very good appointment, in my
I
opinion.
think that might be it might be slightly um, narrow-minded of you, Robert. They may be very well be supreme
Probably.
officials and have got their run in this stage for that fact. I see where you're
Possibly.
coming from. I think we need to give Eyal and Yossi a quick shout. A couple of little brown envelopes going that way a little bit. No, I mean, I do understand where you're coming from, but listen, they're there for a reason. They've obviously satisfied whatever criteria it is that the powers that be have to have them there. So I'm not
So,
overly concerned.
so just to clarify something, because you're going tomorrow, I'm going tomorrow, and we're a block apart. When I look across and the referee makes a decision that is rank bad, and I'm looking across at you and jumping up and down and screaming and shouting and calling him all sorts of names, I can turn around and you go, don't be so narrow-minded, Duke.
Well, no, I think. Listen, I do that with Premier League referees, Rob. I don't think it
Fair.
matters where they're from. To be fair, I
You're an
personally,
equal opportunities
I
referee,
personally think the
Pasha.
referee, I personally think the referee was slightly conned on Sunday for our penalty. I think it
Oh,
was
behave.
I
That
think
was a
it was a balk
penalty.
penalty. Don't even get me started.
That
I've
was a
already done my bit
penalty.
on that. I thought it was a balk penalty, but
Was there
hey ho.
contact?
Initiated by the attacking player, not by the defender.
Oh,
Don't even get me started, Roberts. I've already
no.
done this. I did this on Monday. Let's not do it again.
No. Anyway, carry on.
No, that's all it is. At the end of the day, all officials can have standout games and get everything right. Some can have absolute fucking mares, stinkers, and just be, the topic of conversation. And then some just go quietly about their job and don't even get noticed.
Yep.
So I mean, unless these guys make absolute fucking mare, tomorrow night, I don't think it makes any difference where they're robbed from. To be honest with you.
Yep.
Come
Can I give a
on.
shout out to the fans who have sold out 7K? Yeah, because I'm one of them.
I'm
And I've
one of
also
them.
got another 3. And I think Duke's got. How many tickets did you get in the end?
All of us are going. Me, Joe, and the kids. So yeah, we're all
Oh,
going. Wanted
well,
to
there you
be
go.
wanted
Good
to be
effort.
part of this this history, if you will.
I
Hopefully,
take it you're
fingers
going to be
crossed.
there, Kent. I assume so. Hope
Oh
so.
yeah,
I'll see you there, mate.
I got mine. Monday. About 3 o'clock, I think there was still tickets available for the four of us.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to get sort of too bogged down with that.
No.
We're here to talk about the Ghent game, but what I will say is I still think it's quite weird that it's played one leg at the home of one of the finalists.
I think it was
And it's not a
decided
50-50.
beforehand, Rob.
No, I know it was, but I
think
just don't think that that's right.
I mean, but then you can say
Neutral
that.
ground is a one-off game, no problem.
Okay, but then would you say the same if, for instance, next season London Stadium is picked as the final for the Europa League, and we get there? Are
Yeah,
you going to say?
but that's different.
No, but no,
Not you. That's not you waiting until the semi-finals have been played and
I
then
do believe it
saying
was. No, I do believe it was already decided before
no, it
that.
wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I've been led to believe otherwise. So,
well,
hey
I was
ho.
told it's played at the final, and it depends upon which half of the draw you're on, is to who sort of gets the final, which I think is
To be
quite
honest with you, I
ridiculous.
don't think it matters. We've beaten them on their patch anyway this season, so it don't matter to me in the
Yeah, but they
slightest.
didn't have 50,000 gunners or however many they're going to sell. I don't know.
Yourself.
I don't know how many, but they're going to have significantly more than 7,000, I would argue. That could give them a little bit of a spur. I mean, yes, we've beaten them twice, but, I just don't think it's right. I think that it should be like it was in the old days, mate. I think it should be either a two-legger. That would be my preference. Or if you are going to have it as a one-off game, then it should be on neutral territory. To have it on, it's different from a Europa League game, because a Europa League game, there's an awful lot more to organise and sort of get sorted out and all the rest of it. An FA Youth Cup game, nowhere near as big a prestige final. But there you go. Right.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Let's move on. So, a little bit of team news relating to both of the contestants in the game tomorrow, Duke. Now, obviously, just looking here on my resource, we've obviously got a little bit of an issue at the heart of defence with the Italian stallion himself, Mr. Angelo Ogbonna, not Rocky Balboa. He is serving a one-match ban, so he is not going to be available tomorrow. So the question it becomes, who is going to replace him? Now, I've got a suspicion it may well be Kurt Zuma. You may feel differently, but Angelo Ogbonna is going to miss tomorrow's game. That is absolute fact. Also, apart from that, obviously, we've got people like Lucas Paquetá that might come in from the first leg. Obviously, he was out of the starting 11. I don't even think he was on the bench from memory. I think he had a knock, didn't he? Obviously, as far as Genk is concerned, they got a number of players that caught the eye 7 days earlier. Castro Montes is a name that sort of popped up. He actually set up the equalising goal for Hugo Kuipers, and Gift Orban. They're the names that sort of like really, I don't know about you, but they were the ones that I really noticed the other week, Duke.
Yeah. Oh man, Kuipers, I have to say, I thought their movement was bang on. It looked like they were having a five-a-side kick around at points, so that was the issue there. We made them look. I personally think we made them look significantly better than they are, Rob. To be honest with you, I thought we were very poor, as it was pointed out earlier on another channel. We were very poor. We were very poor.
Yep.
They were really, really good, bordering on probably their best, and could only draw with us 1-1. So, yes, Oban is good. I thought Kuipers was good. There was another couple of geezers in the middle of the park that stood out for their passing.
Comes?
No, I'm busy doing YouTube at the minute, Rob. Can we wait for that one?
That was a tap-in for you, Duke. A tap-in. I'll set you up.
Just
like
slip that
Kevin
one
De
in.
Bruyne and Erling Haaland.
Just slip that one in. No, like I say, I think if we can be at our Arsenal level on tomorrow night, then I really don't think there's going to be an issue for us, Rob. But that's my opinion anyway. There's some good players there. Do I think they get into our side? No, I don't. But that's a whole difference. That's not the conversation we're having. We're talking about the game tomorrow, and I just think we're going to be having enough to beat them.
Fair. You guys in the live chat, there's 21 watching as we speak. So get your team in, get your 11, get your formation, your 11 in, and give us your framework for what if you was the manager, not what you think David Moyes will pick. That's a different thing. I'd be interested to know, you guys watching, what would you pick if you was in the dugout? I'm going to ask that question now to you, Duke. So you've got this piece of paper, your master plan, and I'd be very interested to know, old son, what that would consist of. So let's start at the beginning. Who's your goalkeeper?
Alphonse.
There he is.
He keeps his place. I know there's an argument to be had for Fabianski. It was made last night. Oh, hello. It was made last night by Steve 50 on our little extra time video that's going out tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for those of you that want to know. I did a little bit of one of these with Andy and Steve to go out tomorrow morning, so keep an eye out for that. Steve makes a valid point. Also, so does Andy. Andy's saying that he feels that. I'll leave you with that one.
I was going to say, don't give too much.
And then, obviously, for those of you that watch Hammer's chat, Gio and Gonzo, they were both talking about the goalkeepers, and Gio went for Fabianski for penalties. If it goes to penalties, there is a chance that we could have penalties tomorrow night. And his reasons for picking Fabianski was that. Me, I think, listen...
Wouldn't you just bring him on as a sub?
That's what Gonzo said, and there was the whole shebang. Go and watch their video. I'm not going to give you their stuff either. Yeah. But for me, Areola's been our cup goalkeeper. As Andy said on tomorrow's video, I don't like it when other teams switch out their young goalkeepers, like Arsenal used to play their kids through the early rounds of the League Cup and then switch out for the bigger name stars the closer they got to that final and lifting that trophy. Hoping that we don't do that with Areola. Areola deserves to continue between the sticks, and that's who I want to see in there tomorrow night.
That's pretty much who I'd put in, mate. Areola all day long for me. What would be your lineup as far as the formation's concerned?
I'm not giving you that yet, but I'm going to give you three at the back.
So we're going 3 centre-backs.
Yeah, but it's not going to be what you think it is. I love this. This is everyone's going to be sitting there going,
hello.
So 3 centre-backs.
It's like a murder mystery. It's like Poirot or something like that. You got to sort of put pieces of the jigsaw together. This could be quite interesting. Okay, right. So centre-backs. Talk to me. Go from left to right.
Left would be Nathan.
Okay, there he is.
Right would be Tilo.
Hang on. He's here somewhere. There he is. So he's on the right. So
he's on the right of the 3. Centrally would be Kurt, the cat kicker.
Okay, that looks pretty strong. I mean, I know people might look at Tilo Kehrer and go, but you know what? He didn't have a bad game the other day.
I actually thought he was really good.
Yeah,
really good on Sunday. Fantastic ball in for Jared Bowen's goal. As I said on the review with the boys, I actually think it was a deliberately placed pass. I don't think it was a hoof back into the box. I actually think he saw the movement of Bowen and picked him out really well. Really good pass. Oh, Bayern Munich had just missed. I actually think with the organisation of the other 2 that he has in that lineup and the fact that I want to really fuck about with the formation, with what I've got coming up, I actually think we could actually be really solid like this.
I'm intrigued. As I say, that I think is with the 3 centre-backs and the goalkeeper. I think you've got a strong basis there, old chum. But it tantalised me. What are you going wing backs? What? I assume you must. No. Okay.
I'm going 2 holding midfielders in front of that 3.
Oh, hang on. This sounds like a Moyes special. So you're going 3 centre backs and 2 holding midfielders
I am.
against this lot?
You
Okay,
haven't let
you're
me
gonna
finish
have to
yet.
you're gonna have to sort of paint me a picture. You're gonna have to really sell it to me here, mate.
Flynn Downs and Declan Rice.
Okay. Okay. So
And one of them does not set foot over the halfway line.
okay. So why bother having 2 of them?
Because out of possession, those 5 players that I've mentioned so far will be in our half. Out of
Right.
possession, those 5 will not leave our half.
Is that not a little bit
Nope.
defensive?
Nope, because you haven't seen what comes next.
Okay, go on.
My next 5 would be 4 attacking midfielders and a centre forward.
Okay.
So where we would normally play a 4-2-3-1, we are playing a 3-2-4-1.
Right.
So my 4 would be Cornet and Bowen left and right.
Hang on a sec.
Benny and
Cornet
Paqueta
on
in
the left.
behind the 2.
And who on the right, did you say?
Jared.
Jared Bowen on the right.
I would have Benny and Paqueta in those 2 middle roles.
Okay. Paquetá and Ben Rama. Yeah.
And directly in front of those 2 would be Mikel Antonio.
Okay. So you wouldn't be tempted to give Flynn Downs, who obviously got the goal against Ghent in the first leg, a run
Danny
out?
Ings, you mean?
Yeah, Danny Ings. Yeah.
No, without being... it's not going to work, Rob. It just won't work. No disrespect to Danny Ings, it's not going to work with him there. If you give me a few moments as I continue to talk with you, I will show you what I mean by what I have. If you're happy with that,
Absolutely. I'm
just because
intrigued.
I actually think this could be the way forward. For us in a certain aspect. I really, really do. I actually would be interested to see where we could take this formation, if I'm honest with you,
Okay.
because I just feel that with a little bit more attacking intent, shall we say, I feel we could have possibly got a little bit more out of Arsenal on Sunday. And I just think that for me, we can with this formation and the way I've got this set. I'm not going to put. Yeah, I'm not going to put the. Give me a minute. I'm not going to put the names in because I've already given you essentially where I'd have the play. I've already given you my names of my players. So
would this be a formation you champion going forwards, or is this just for tomorrow's game?
I said I'd actually agree with using it against Bournemouth on Sunday as well.
Okay.
It's not, as I say, I've had a little tickle around with certain formations, and that's what you'd be looking at.
Okay.
And by that, what that actually does is that gives us enough personnel in there to be able to press their back line like we did against Arsenal. Bearing in mind that there is in that formation, there's an extra body up front, but let's be fair, this Ghent side are nowhere near the quality of the Arsenal players that are.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They're nowhere near the level of the Arsenal players. I mean, Oban over Jesus, no. Kuipers over Jesus, no. Martinelli, Saka, and the rest of them. You see what I mean? Yeah. These guys are nowhere near that quality. So if we can press in there, so you've got Antonio. Antonio can pick up the goalkeeper then, Rob, and then you've got the other 4 picking up their back 4, if you will. Left back, right back, 2 centre-backs being picked up by the 6, 7, 8 and 9 on that picture there. The goalkeeper has to hoof it long. You've got 5 players to clean up the pieces there. And then when we win the ball back, like we did against Arsenal, I actually felt that we hoovered up the second ball. Whether we won the first or we didn't, we competed for the first. We actually did hoover up a lot of the second ball and the second possession. So then by winning that possession against these guys, that front 5 have them pinned in. They're going nowhere. So we win that up. The likes of Declan Rice, probably in this picture here, wearing the number 2, will be able to stride on. I mean, I actually
was going to say one of the 2 defensive mids you'd give license to
roam. I mean, if
when we've
I
got
think
possession.
it's this one. So this one, Rob, this one was what I noticed against Arsenal. Was after we'd won the first and second ball, where we'd harried Ramsdale into making, or even the centre backs or the full backs, they played the ball forward really quickly. We hoovered up the second ball, and what that allowed Rice to do was to bomb on into that space there. This is what I created for the review against Arsenal, was that Benrahma, Antonio, Bowen, Paqueta, they pressed their back 4, which meant that Ramsdale had to make the longer passes out.
Yeah.
This was predominantly after their 2 goals, and in and around our penalty. And you'll notice that for the penalty, it come from Rice putting pressure on Thomas Partey. But that's what essentially was going on. We'd win the ball back. Declan Rice would receive the ball from either Souček or the back 4, and he would then bomb on into that space that was created by keeping the Arsenal back 4 so deeply pressed that I feel the same can happen here. Those 5, good evening, Steve. Happy birthday, you gorgeous man. By the way, I hope you've had a good day. I hope you enjoyed the... oh, no, that's not today that you're on the golf course. It's just your birthday today, so happy birthday. But I feel with that forward 5, Rob, that they will put the pressure and keep their back line occupied to the point that their midfielders are going to have to drop slightly deeper to try and give them an out ball. And if we continue the pressure, they're not going to have that out ball. So then they will they'll have to go long. And I think with the pace, with the likes of Cornet on the left and Bowen on the right and Mickey up top, I just don't think I honestly don't think they're going to have enough to combat what I have there. And I would be a big advocate that, with no disrespect to Zuma, because as Rich did say earlier, he looks broken. That would be a key for me to find a replacement there for him next season, and I mean, and a replacement for Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips, Yuri Tielemans, James Ward-Prowse. That could be something going forward with under the right manager, with a right, I suppose, if you want tactical tweaks of what to do, kind of out of possession, or once they break that containment, if you will, of those front 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If they break that containment, then obviously there needs to be a conversation as to how quickly we drop in. I mean, it's tailor-made for the likes of Cornet, because he has the pace to get back in and support down that left-hand side to create kind of a left-back feel, if you will, with Kehrer, Zuma and Agard shifting to the right, Kehrer going in at right back. If they do break that containment, at least we've got Cornet who can get up and down. It's just, listen, it's something different. I feel that against a weaker side in Europe would be the way to go. The pressing and the keeping them in and not giving them time to play in midfield and out from the back would give us our best opportunity.
If someone here wants to say hello. Hang on. Come here, you. Excuse me, people, but Winnie wants to say hello. Here she is. She's desperate to get on camera. Look, there she is. Hello. There she is. She wants to play a little game of nibbles with her daddy. Look at this. She's still a baby. She's still teething. So, having a little game of nibbles. There you go. She hasn't gone far. Oh, look, she wants to eat the microphone. There you go. She ate the muff. For anybody watching that didn't see a couple of weeks ago, she actually ate the little sort of foam muff that's on the end of the microphone, and that took its course. But she just wanted to come up and say hello to everybody. So there you go. Just having a little nibble. Only thing I would say with this, Duke, and look, I appreciate
Listen, I'm
what
not
you're saying.
expecting everyone to agree with
No,
it,
exactly.
and that's,
What
you
do you
know.
think would happen tomorrow? I'm just going to put her down. What do you think would happen tomorrow, though, if an hour or 90 minutes, whatever it is, when the teams are announced before the kickoff, that is the team, and more fundamentally, that's the lineup that's put out? How do you think that's going to be received by the people going to the game? Do you think it's going to be a collective sigh, or do you think that people might be quite enthused by that formation?
I mean, listen, I think people have got bored with. Again, it really does boil down to Rob. It
Separated
boils
at
down,
birth, I know.
yeah, it basically boils down to how he's going to set us up. So it doesn't matter what, mate. I could have put a 3-7 for all it fucking mattered, because he could play a 3-7. And that's all well and good if, when we're out of possession, he doesn't refer that back to being a 7-1-1-1. You know, it doesn't matter. It all depends on how Moyes is going to tactically set up tomorrow. And if he doesn't tactically set up that keeps us on a press or on the front foot, it makes no difference, mate.
Fair enough. Right. So I suppose the question is,
Let's get rid of that then. Sorry, we can. Yeah.
what actually, there's one question. Do you not think that formation might leave us a bit vulnerable around the outside?
No, because again, I personally think after Arsenal's first goal
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday, I thought that Bowen put in an absolute shift
Yes,
up and down that
fantastic play.
right wing, right? An absolute shift up and down
Coming
that
back
right
into
wing.
form, isn't he?
He got back. He helped out Soufal. Not that Soufal I felt needed much help. I thought it was a toss up between him, Bowen, and Mickey for man of the match, in my opinion. But
Sorry, who, Bowen and Mickey?
Soufal,
Okay.
I thought Vlad had probably one of his best games in a long,
Yes.
long time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But no, I think Bowen can get back in there. I mean, I see where people are coming from, that he's played a hell of a lot of minutes, and it might come back and bite us in the arse. But this is an important game tomorrow. It's a very, very. Soufal's your mum. Are you American now? What the fuck was
Well,
that?
no, don't they call them moms in Birmingham and places like that, as well as America? I think.
I
I
just
think. Are you allowed to call it? You're not allowed to call it a man of the match anymore. Player of
player.
the match. Player of
No, I
the
think that with Bowen and Cornet, they can get up and down that wing, mate, and um, they can create a defence if you want. You've also got, Rice that can drop in to make a back four, which would put Agerd out to the left, Kehrer out to the right, and Rice dropping in to work alongside Zuma. So there's many different ways that you could, in-game tactics, change that up when
Mm.
if you break the pitch into four quarters, if they break certain lines, yeah, if they break
Like, you're not
certain
allowed to call it a
lines,
batsman anymore in cricket.
yeah, if they break certain lines, then
Oh, hang on, we got a rebel in the chat.
nah, bats person. So yeah, I think he certainly did, Kent. That
I
header
agree.
on the that header from Bowen right towards the end of the second half, I thought was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, like I say, Rob, dependent, and again, I've sat down and worked on different formations, and this one I kind of settled on because I felt it gave us a lot more flexibility. That if you broke, like I say, if you broke the pitch down into quarters or whatever, dependent on what lines they break, then there is always a way of being able to quickly move from defense to offense and play different styles. I just think that as a formation, I don't know whether it would work for us every
Well, you're going
game,
to
all
find out.
game, league games. Coming up against Brentford personnel covers. Yes. Don't know whether that would work against Brentford. Don't know whether that would work against Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City. But I'd actually like to see us play on the front foot against the teams that are considered at the moment our equals. Those teams in and around that bottom. You know what I mean? Why can't we play like that? So that's me. I mean, again, I know. I think Kent made a comment earlier that it's a bit lopsided.
Yeah.
Which again, I can see where he's coming from just by going on bits on bits of paper that's
Themchester, Pete. It's Themchester.
Themchester. When you're looking at that, that's a very flat, one-dimensional lineup.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see going forward. If there's other ways I could go back into the same website and say, okay, well, this is what I'd do if we were in their final third, or if we're slap bang in the middle of the pitch and we're knocking the ball around there, this is how I'd line up. And defensively, this is what we could change to. No. Then I think there's a way around it. But no, for me going forward, I think that'd be Jesus Christ. That'll be the one for me with that lineup and those players.
So how do you think? I mean, are we going to get the job done in 90 minutes, Duke? That's the acid question. Is it going to be done in 90 minutes? What's the score? And you guys in the live chat, 20 of you watching, get stuck in.
I mean, again, mate, it just depends, doesn't it? If he's going to be eager to put it to bed, early, this could be rampant. I mean, if we score 2 in 2 minutes, 2 in 10 minutes against like Arsenal did against us, as long as we don't try to sit back and defend like we've had a habit to before, we could probably bag 4, 5 in this game quite comfortably. As I say, they played at their best last week and still only managed to draw. We played at some of our worst football. It was very easy and very basic and very five-a-side for them to play their way through us. I think we can bad.
It does actually. It sounds like some sort of fungal infection.
If I may, it's not been put in the chat yet, as far as I can see. Erling Haaland is about to take a penalty for Manchester City against Bayern Munich. This, I believe, will be his 40. Oh, he's just missed it. I was about to say.
You opened your mouth.
Did he miss it? Did he miss it, or did he save it?
Did he have it saved?
Who's
in goal for Bayern? Is it Neuer?
No, it's not. It looks the other fella. Is it? It's not Weidenfeller. It's another geezer with long hair.
Wouldn't he?
It's another geezer with long hair.
Hold on, I'll find out.
He's going to book Goretzka in a minute.
Jan Sommer.
Oh, is it Sommer?
He's a Swiss
over the bar. Never miss a penalty.
Yeah, he's a Swiss goalkeeper. Decent, actually. Decent goalkeeper.
He has. He's absolutely tanked it straight over the bar.
Neuer injured or something?
Is
Neuer injured?
I have no idea, Robert.
Oh. He's getting on a bit, though, isn't he? Mind you, I'm no spring chicken, so I can't really talk. So you think we could batter them?
Oh, I really do believe we have all of the. I believe we have all of the ability to absolutely smash them around the park tomorrow. I really do. But again, it comes down to what Moyes wants us to do. If he decides that that's not how he wants to play it, I mean, I agree with what Ken says. Ken says any winning score in 90 minutes, I don't care. I mean, and that's absolutely spot on from Kent. Absolutely spot on. I
You say
completely
such nice
agree.
things about me, Steve. You can come back. I don't feel it, mate. My left knee is shot to pieces.
Oh, both of mine are at the minute. It's
I,
painful.
I don't think it will be a goal fest, regrettably, but I do think we'll get the job done, and I do think we'll get the job done in 90 minutes. I think it'll be. I think 2-0. I think it will
That's fair.
be comfortable. I don't think it will be a demolition job, but I think it will be one of those performances that we'll look back on and go, the pressure was on. We went into it on the back of, yeah, all right, the Arsenal game, but I'm talking in the same competition. We went on the back of it on the back of a sort of like an iffy performance, if you will, in the first leg, got the job done and got into the semi-finals. And obviously, as far as that's concerned, we obviously know that is it 2-0 to Anderlecht, but this obviously things can change quite quickly. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Alkmaar got a 3-1
Well,
win,
listen,
say.
Alkmaar beat
You
one
know,
of the
mugs.
favourites for the tournament by beating Lazio. So again, they're no mugs. They have the ability.
Mm.
I mean, I probably will sit down. I'll try and pay some attention to the game tomorrow. And and by that I mean, kind of tactical setups in certain areas of the pitch, and see if I can do something with that formation thing that I just had there as to where we were in certain positions, and just see if I can get something to mirror up with. I'm not necessarily saying that this is going to be exactly how we go, but I think it'd be interesting to
Oh,
see what he does go for.
that
Cool,
doesn't
bloody
sound
hell,
good.
that's
He's
painful.
on about Neuer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ouch! I had no idea. I've got to be honest. I don't follow the
No, I
fortunes of
didn't. To
Bayern
be honest,
Munich
I
that
didn't realise
closely.
he was out.
They do play the early game. They
They
do.
do. I mean, I listen. I know what everyone says. We've beaten Alkmaar already this season. We've beaten them twice. Doesn't matter. It comes down to this one game again, or two games, but it comes down to again who wants it more. We can make history. Longest winning run in Europe can continue. Or unbeaten run it will be, because we drew yesterday, but yesterday, last week, we
Absolutely.
can win. We can win this game, this tournament, this whole
Absolutely.
shebang. The two Czech boys can go home in front of family and in front of friends and win a trophy. I read the thing about Soufal today on the Athletic, saying that Moyes phoned him and Moyes made him feel like he was wanted amid
Yep.
all the interest from Leverkusen,
Nice of him.
and he turned around and he said, my one of his kids has seen him win 4 trophies, but his 2.5-year-old hasn't seen him win anything yet. So
Oh,
he wants it. I mean, he had the opportunity last year, and obviously we crashed out in the semi-final to Frankfurt. He wants to put that right this year. So, I mean, all the players want to win this tournament. And as Gonzo says over on Hammers Chat Forum, the best chance for Declan Rice to win a trophy in his career is now. There's no guarantee he's going to go win anything at Arsenal. I mean, he probably will. Let's not mess around. But right now, this is his best chance. Is the quarterfinal and possibly semi-final against Anderlecht or Alkmaar, and then into the final. We've I mean, I'm not being funny. Antonio can pick up a European trophy. I mean, if you'd said that
you
to me
said
when
that
he,
last season though about Mark Noble.
but you know what, it just wasn't to be. This is a weaker opposition. Let's be fair. So I'm thinking that tomorrow, I think we need to go out and do the same thing we did against Arsenal after going 2-0 down, but with that formation.
Well, we'll see what David Moyes conjures up. Listen, it'd be quite nice. Do you know what? If he actually put out that formation, then I'd be utterly convinced he watches this channel. He absolutely watches this channel. If he comes out and he goes 3-2-4-1, I will come over to
Or
you.
a variation of.
Yeah. No. If 3-2-4-1. I would come over to you in block 204 and I'd go, mate, he watches this channel. Massively watches this channel. There is no way he has picked that formation and he's not got it off of you. No chance. The chances are, though, that he'll probably go 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 or one of the formations that he has picked quite regularly. He won't deviate too much from his normal modus. Maybe 3-4-2-1's a formation that he's utilised on occasion. I wouldn't be shocked, but I can't see there's any way that he's going to go 3-2-4-1. But I'll tell you what, if he does, I'll guarantee you he watches this channel 100%.
So what Hammer says next, right? So Hammer says there, Stephen, my dad went to the cup final in 80. I was 18 months old. When we lost to Liverpool in 2006, he still hasn't watched the replay of the game. So you want to know something?
You neither.
I got home that night and watched the full replay of the game from start to finish. Yep.
Never seen that game since. I've seen little highlights. Obviously, the Gerrard goal that pops up on telly quite regularly. I try not to watch it, but sometimes I can't get out of the room quick enough. But never watched that game.
Well, you know how I feel about the Man City Gillingham one at Wembley. That's my nightmare. Like the Liverpool one is yours.
Yeah. Look at this. 2 cup wins.
He mentioned this yesterday, the bastard, and I wanted to reach for the screen and strangle him, but I couldn't see him.
I think we should ban him from the channel, quite frankly.
It was just,
how dare you see 2 cup wins?
Steve, do you reckon, right, I've got a quick question for Steve. You know he doesn't have his camera on, does he? So he's just a circle with the S in it. Do you reckon we can get him a little profile picture that is the Superman badge? It still have the S in the middle of it. I'm just thinking, just something different. That's what you got to do, Steve. There you go.
He'll get onto it. His people will talk to your people. Your people will talk to my people, and my people will talk to their people. And
just quickly,
fuck all will happen.
For those of you, so we got Steve here saying that he's seen us lift the cup. You got Hammer saying his dad's seen us. Peter saying he's seen the win. And you want to know what? We've interviewed one of those guys as well, Rob.
The 1980 team?
Oh no, we've interviewed a couple, haven't we?
2 of them.
Yeah. We've interviewed 2 of the winners of the FA Cup.
Ain't bad.
David Cross, I still watch some of that back and I still cry with laughter over his jokes and him getting told off by his missus for one of them. So, yeah, I enjoyed that one.
That was the one where he was on the fence that was electrified.
Yeah.
I still remember that. He was brilliant.
Yeah, she only swears when it slips out, wasn't it?
That was it. That was it. Any final thoughts before we knock it on the head, old chump?
No, I mean, listen.
I'll tell you what. No, I'll tell you what. You can pronounce this lot.
Oh,
come on,
indeed. So we've got Oral Grinfield, right? Oral Grinfield. We've got Roy Hassan.
That's the easy one.
We got Idan Yarkoni. We've got Gal Leibovitz, and we've also got Roy Reinschreiber. Roy Reinschreiber. That was the one I had trouble with yesterday. And then over on the assistant VAR is Eli Hackman.
And where are they all from, Duke?
They're all from Israel, not to be mixed up with our rail, Israel,
or Network Rail,
or Network or Southeastern Rail. My favourite one there would be Roy, whatever his name was. What was it?
Roy Hassan.
No, the other one.
Hang on.
Spelled differently. ROI.
Reinschreiber.
Reinschreiber. Yeah.
Dear, oh dear. Anyway.
I think I'll tell you what. I think he's cousins with the other fella,
What,
Helmut
Ronnie
Schneider.
Rosenthal?
Helmut Schreiner.
Helmut Schreiner. Moyes, I think that's a question. Yes. Look, he's not going anywhere. I've resigned myself to that a long time ago. If David Moyes was to win the Conference League and keep us up, I think I'm a big believer, right? I'm a big believer that the best time to get out is when people want you to carry on. Does that kind of make sense? You should get out at the top. Now,
Yep.
I would suggest, having said that, that getting out at the top would be finishing, say, 15th in the Premier League. But if he was to finish 15th in the Premier League whilst winning the European Conference League, I'd actually go, do you know what? What else can he achieve? And I'd be like, thanks very much. But overall, your performances this season, no, sorry, mate. Yeah, exactly that. Get out while you're winning. Get out while you're winning. Get out while the going's good. You want to get out of something. If you're in something, whatever it might be, football, business, whatever, you want to move on to the next stage in your career when people are wanting more from you, not when they're going, can you please fuck off out the door, which is where he is at the minute. So there you go.
Well, I think that's at the end of the day. There's a good chance that he's going to win the only trophy of his career. It's going to be with us.
This guy, Arnie Slot, I mentioned him about 18 months ago, 2 years ago,
I think
and I
you
got told,
mentioned him.
no.
I do believe you mentioned him when we had our which manager will we see take over, and we did the Martinez Daesh.
No, I mentioned him before that.
No, but you mentioned him to me offline.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's where I remember the name from.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see
Again,
what
someone
happens.
that brings through youth and promotes the youngsters, which the ones we've got. If what we're being led to believe is that we've filtered out the likes of Ashby, Longello, Alesse, Aqua, to make way for the others to come through, then we have to find a way of getting them through, don't we?
Yeah. Right, we'll knock it on the head there, old chum. Right, as it says there on the old banner, please don't forget to like, comment on, and share this stream to your social media platform. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. As always, we thank you very much indeed for your support in that particular matter. There's 25 of you watching now, only 16 likes on the video on YouTube. Do us a favor, if you're not watching this on YouTube, if you're watching it on Twitter or Facebook, just quickly jump over to YouTube and just stick a thumbs up on it. It really does help the channel out more than you will ever know, and we appreciate it greatly. Right, I'm going to knock it on the head. I've got dinner to do, and Duke, you've got a busy pub to run, old chum, ain't you?
No, not really.
Oh.
I've got Paul working. I might just piss off and have a game of FIFA.
Oh, how the
That's what
other
I might
half
do.
live. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, old chum, and the rest of you we will see on Friday, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to. I've got to figure out where and when. I know I'm doing a recording with the boys early
The boys.
Friday because I thought we were going to be going live late Friday evening or later Friday. So, and then obviously we've got to work out something for Saturday, for Sunday, and then Monday. The successes of being in Europe.
Who'd have thought it? Anyway, right. I'm going to play the Iron supporting food banks. We'll talk about that offline.
That being said,
go on.
That being said, my wonderful customers at my pub for the Iron supporting food banks, all of this here, just over 200 quid. I'm going to take up to John outside the aquatic centre tomorrow, so I can get that donated. That comes from my customers in my pub for the Iron Supporting Food Banks. I'd say it's about maybe 250 altogether, which is
Did I tell you what happened on Sunday then?
no. While we're here,
I helped John out at Hackney Wick Station. In
oh
fact,
yeah,
it was actually me that suggested it as a place to put
I
up.
remember. I
Working
remember.
with
I was in the chat.
Mark
Yeah,
Chabot, the rib man.
yeah,
I actually I went there with him with the intention of, because I'd said to Mark the previous game, which was Southampton, I think, from memory.
yes.
Yeah. And I said to him, I said, "Is there any problem if I rock up here with a bucket?" And he went, "Oh, not as far as I'm concerned, mate." So anyway, John and I was walking. We sort of were walking from the aquatic centre towards Hackney Wick, where Mark normally plots up. Turned the corner, no Mark. I was like, oh fuck, oh dear. That kind of puts a crimp on things. So anyway, so we ended up standing outside the Hackney Wick Overground station, and just every time a train come in, people would come piling out. There was a hot dog stand just there, and I think what was happening a lot of the time was people were getting a hot dog and then they'd get a few coppers in their hand or whatever, and they'd chuck it in the bucket. It was great. Even Arsenal fans, if you please,
Oh
were
wow.
yeah. I've got to give a shout out to the Arsenal fans. You know, I was sort of like standing there doing my pitch and sort of saying, you know, we accept money from West Ham fans. We accept money from Arsenal fans. We do draw the line at Tottenham fans. And that got a bit of a laugh, actually.
That's good. No, that's always nice. I'm pleased for that. As long as we can keep going.
Before we go, do you want to give that a plug?
Just from Matt there, we're at the Lewisham Tavern. We
Hang
are
on.
in Bandit
Where are you?
country.
You're there.
Unfortunately, I was just looking for that. I couldn't find it. That's us. And I'm pretty sure you're going to do what I think you're going to do, aren't you?
I can't find your photo.
Can you not find it?
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
There it is. There we are. That's us. Yeah, Bandit country that we're in. I've been here 15 months. First thing I did was put up a West Ham badge behind the bar. Didn't give a shit. Yeah, so we've raised that money for the guys at the Iron Supporting Food Banks. As far as I'm aware, that could be about 1,200 quid of food for the food banks. Obviously, with the help of the guys over at Heath Church. So, yeah, with a bit of luck. Thank you, Matt. That's much appreciated. It's not the biggest or the fanciest, but you know what, we do well enough, and I quite enjoy myself here.
So are you talking about your pub or your penis?
A bit of both, really.
On that note, we should probably knock it on the head. Please don't forget to support Iron Supporting Food Banks, and we will see you in 2 days' time. Come on, you Irons. Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons.